I have this little guy. This is the Super Mario Brothers Game and Watch 35th edition, which I spent $50 on.
God, that thing is tiny.
It is about 2/3 smaller than I was expecting it to be. Not exactly the most comfortable thing for my man hands here. And it has a really bright screen. I'm going to try to angle this in a way where the webcam will pick it up without washing it out. But this screen is absolutely gorgeous, if not incredibly too small. It comes with Super Mario Brothers, the original Super Mario Brothers 2 in Japan. Over here it was released as Super Mario Lost Levels.
Mm-hmm.
And it comes with a game called Ball, which was one of the original Game & Watch games in which you basically... can you see that? No. But it's like
A little
one of
bit,
those...
yeah.
It's like an original Game & Watch game where, you really only have the LCD kind of animations, like the Tiger electronic handhelds.
Sure.
That we're
God
more
bless
familiar
those
with.
devices.
Right. So Nintendo had their version called the Game & Watch, and they had a whole line of them. The originals are highly collectible. Some of them are quite expensive, especially if they're in good condition and include the boxes and everything. I never had one when I was growing up. I always had the Tiger Electronics.
Mm-hmm.
So when they announced this, I was kind of on the fence. And they announced this around the same time that they had announced the Super Mario 3D All-Stars that came out about a month ago, and doing all this stuff for the 35th anniversary. I was kind of going back and forth. I was like, no, I don't really want this. I don't really want this. I had decided that I wasn't going to get it. And then basically, I saw that it went up on sale on Best Buy. I got an email about it. And, I was just waking up for work. So the email had come like maybe an hour beforehand. I'm like, I don't really want this. I'm going to buy it.
Great logic.
So the way Best Buy's website was set up, they gave you like an add to cart button. And I suspect they're doing this with the Xbox and the PS5 as well. You press add to cart and it's like, hold on a second. We have to check our inventory. You won't know if you have this unless you see it in your cart. And then you better fucking move quick because it might sell out before you get it. So I press add to cart and it just starts spinning and nothing happens. I'm like, all right, well, decision made. No problem.
Uh-huh.
And then one of the guys in our chat room, Pucksaur, is like, oh, by the way, the Game & Watch is available on Amazon. I'm like, thanks. So I bought it. 2 days later, here we are. Got it in my hands. I got to say the box is quite nice. It has like the slip cover that's got the, the Mario 1 layout on it, but it still has the original Game & Watch kind of look to it as well, too. So this is a super nice touch. It comes with a USB-C cable for charging purposes. So you just plug it in right there, and then you just have your on button. And then there's, in addition to the 3 games, it also tells time. And this, it's backwards because the webcam is flipped. But
I can see it, yeah.
It looks nice, and it adjusts based on daylight, AM, PM. It does a nighttime mode as well too. If I leave this on, it will continually show the time. It doesn't automatically turn off the display, as far as I'm aware, because it is designed to be used as an actual watch. So that's pretty cool. And keep in mind, this is before cell phones that these things came out. So the idea of carrying a watch around with you that was also a video game was pretty fucking cool. Is it $50 cool? No.
That seems solidified.
At least not for me. I think it's a highly collectible piece of technology. I think it's cool. I wish I paid 20, maybe 30 for it. I think that the idea that Nintendo even charged $50 is kind of absurd, but I was dumb enough to buy it. So I guess, who's laughing now, really? But at the end of the day, I guess the price is really only justified by how many of these that they make. If I can turn this around and make a profit on it, if it's hard to find, then sure, the $50 is maybe worth it. I'm probably not going to sell it right away. Maybe someday I will. But in the meantime, I kind of wish I kept the $50. I'm not a big enough of a Mario fan to kind of freak out about it. And it does too little.
Seems like a novelty piece, after listening to this whole review on it. And, buyer's remorse at its finest, but we've all been there, right? It's kind of like the gamer's mentality. I don't want it, but I'm buying it.
Right. And I've been bad about that, particularly lately with the mini consoles and, some of this limited stuff, Another good example is the Mario 3D collection. I don't really have any particular love for those games, but I was eager to get them. And I'm glad I bought that because at least I feel like I got my money's worth out of the 3 games that are there, even though I've really only played Mario 64. But it's nice to have those games that they're going to be playable, and there's infinitely more replayability in them than what this has. So.
You know what it is, too? I think the marketing campaigns behind a lot of these products are so powerful that the temptation becomes really hard to resist. Like, I mean, look at the marketing campaigns behind all these miniature consoles. They look cool. They play well. Everything's kind of great about them, but, you get it and you're just like,
yeah.
All right. I mean, somebody want to come over so I can show this off for a few minutes just so I can justify it? Well, so you start taking photos of it and video, and you're like, hey, check this out, everybody. You get a few responses back and you're like, shit.
And that is kind of part of it. I mean, for me, there was a little bit more to it than just that. The Nintendo Mini, the NES Mini, for me, that was a matter of never really having access to a lot of those games when I was growing up. So getting them all under one collection in a box that's easy to set up, easy to plug in, that is collectible and kind of cool, was nice. And not having to rely on emulation. As much as I love tinkering with a RetroPie, it is a bit of a pain in the ass. And sometimes you just want to plug something in and go and not have to worry about using a PlayStation controller with a Raspberry Pi instead of, using a Nintendo controller with a Nintendo device. With the Super NES one, there was a little bit more nostalgia with it because I did have the system growing up, but there were a lot of games that I didn't have access to that were on that system as well. So that was a rationale for me. For the Genesis, it was all about getting access to games I never had. And the thing is I'm buying all these minis to play all these games that I never have. I open them up, I play them for a couple hours, and then I pack them away and I rarely touch them, And, there's just not enough hours in the day.
Yeah, it's that, and I think that's how it's almost like a level of appreciation. Like we feel like it's just like, okay, we're playing it for a couple hours and putting it away, and that is what we're doing. But we still do appreciate it. It's just our version of appreciating it. It's there. We want it. We want to treasure it. But ultimately, they're going to get a lot of use out of like a college dorm room, with like 2 guys in there that are gaming every night, or a frat house, where they load that thing up and everybody's playing it. Like, that thing is going to get played to death. But for collectors like us, it becomes more of a collector's piece.